Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ruby, this is Ruby Red, and today we are going to play another round of my TBR game, tic-tac-TBR. I play this game every month to sort of guide my reading, and instead of selecting a solid TBR for myself, I pick 9 prompts, I put them into a 3x3 grid, and then throughout the month I try and read books that are going to fulfill those prompts in order to get myself a 3 in a row. For every 3 in a row, I get a reward. If I get too many 3 in a rows, I'm doing too good, I have to add a challenge prompt to the board for my 30x30 list, and that book stays on the board until I read it. And this month I'm adding another element to this game inspired by the Read It Down series by Stephanie Bookish, and I'll link that playlist down below because those videos are really fun. But I feel that I have too many books on my bookshelf that I have not yet read, and my partner feels the same way. So every month going forward, Connor is going to pick a book off of my shelf, and then I have to read it in that month. And I'm not sure what happens if I do read it. I kind of feel like nothing, like I just read the book. But if I don't read it in that month, then it's like a -1 3 in a row. So I would lose out on a reward. I think that's how we're gonna play it. Let me know if you think I should get a reward for reading it. Like, should it be like a freebie book? I don't think so. We'll see how it goes. But before we get to that book, I want to just walk you through my board from, I'm gonna get the months right this time. We're gonna walk through May's board before we get ready to set up the June board. Okay, the prompts from my May board were a book over 500 pages, a color wheel, color on the cover, a nonfiction book, a book by an Indigenous author, a book with flora on the cover, an audiobook, Pilgrim at Tinker Creek, which is my current challenge prompt, a book that was a gift, and a book with a black cover, or the black on the cover. And then I had 2 rewards. I had one reward that was I can use an arc that I read to fulfill any prompt, and the other one was that I can use a book from the previous month to fulfill a prompt. So what did I read? What prompts can we cross off? First, a book with flora on the cover. I read The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell, and this has some flora on the cover, not of the US version, but I'm pretending that that cover doesn't exist, and we're only talking about the UK version, which is like floral, right? Oh yeah. Oh, for sure. Then I fulfilled the color wheel cover prompt, which the color was red. So based on the feedback in the comments and my own opinion, I think a book that has this color on the cover in a way that is enough that you might use it to describe the cover counts. So I read Children of Paradise, which has some red on the cover. And then I did read a book that was gifted to me by my friend Bailey from Is Bailey Reading, and you will find out more about that situation in the near future. That book was Equal Partners by Kate, by Kate M. Then I finished a book that has black on the cover, or a black cover, which was Wandering Souls by Cecile Pin. The US cover is white, I know, but the UK cover has a lot of black on it, so we're counting that. Then for a book that is over 500 pages, I have not actually finished this book yet, but I do have about 4 days left, and I definitely will finish it before the end of the month. Anyway, Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver, huge book, so many pages. So read that, and then let's get back to those rewards. Last month I read The Retreat as an audiobook, and so I'm going to use that to fulfill the audiobook prompt, which I actually kept from last month as well. So we got that. And finally, I did read an arc, which I will use to fulfill the nonfiction prompt, and the arc was called A Cryptic Clue by Victoria Gilbert, maybe? Yeah, and that's all of the prompts that I fulfilled this month. So we did good. We didn't do like amazing. I didn't even crack Pilgrim at Tinker Creek. I'm so sorry again. Hopefully I will read it soon though, so that it's not in our way anymore. So that is 4 3 in a rows that I got, and when I get more than 3 rewards, I can either just take 3 or add a challenge prompt, but I'm not adding another challenge prompt to Pilgrim at Tinker Creek. So we're just gonna take 3 rewards for June, and that's that. So before we get those rewards and get going on June, I do just want to share some plans I have and Connor's pick. So the plans, June is Wonderthon from June 3rd to the 18th, which is a readathon that my friend Lizzie is hosting and I am a co-host. So I'm leaving the information for that down in the description. If you have not yet signed up, please do so, because I don't know if signups are going to be open once the readathon officially starts. And then for Connor's pick, for my sort of read it down element, Connor picked This Book Is Overdue by Marilyn Johnson, which I am looking forward to reading. I think this is going to be a pretty quick and fun read, so looking forward to it. And if I don't read it in the month of June, then I have to lose a reward for July. And if I do read it in the month of June, well, then I have read a book. Congratulations. That's the whole point of this channel. Okay, let's do June's board. So, no, we're not doing the board. We're going to do my June rewards. Are they my May rewards or my June rewards? They're related to both of them. Okay. Our first reward is going to be, a book club book. So a book that I read for a book club can count for any prompt. The Shelf This Book Club is not happening in June, which I do normally try to participate in, but I am involved in another book club with some friends, and the book that we're reading for June is Real Life by Brandon Taylor. Did I get that right? I'm pretty sure that's the book. It's an orange cover with a bird on it. So I'll be reading that book in the month of June for my book club, and apparently I'll be able to use it to fulfill any prompt. What a treat. Okay, our next reward is that a friend can read a book for you. Oh, I love this one. We haven't had this in a while. So yeah, a friend can read a book for me. So when it gets closer to the end of the month, I will start reaching out to some of my friends and or scrolling through Goodreads to see if anyone has read anything that can fulfill a prompt that I did not fulfill. I know Bailey is going to be in the comments of this video letting me know what she's reading for all of these prompts, and maybe somebody else will do that too. And then that will make using this reward even easier because I'll already know what the plans are. And our final reward, these have been rewards numbers 3, 2, and 1, by the way. It's random, but is it? Keep a prompt. So once again, I can keep a prompt from May and use it for June. So let's think about what prompt we want to keep, because we're already going to be keeping, let's just put the word up. We're going to be keeping Pilgrim at Tinker Creek. Okay, I'm going to keep the nonfiction prompt because the book that Connor picked for me is nonfiction, so that's just an added encouragement for me to definitely finish that book, because then I know it's got a place to go on the board. Okay, great. So now we can get into generating our prompts for June, because next month is June. Okay, our first prompt is true crime. Oh no. Oh my God. I haven't read any true crime in so long, and I'm not that interested in it anymore. And the only true crime books that I know that I do still want to read are The Stranger Beside Me, which I know is really long and probably not going to come up for me in June, and Thunderstruck by Eric Larson, which I'm also not super feeling right now. I kind of think I want to get the audiobook for that, but I need to look at the maps. Yeah, so if you know of any like shorter and like fun true crime books, please let me know in the comments down below. I love to have your suggestions, and whether or not I read the books from those suggestions this month, I definitely store them and or I look back at them in future months. So it's really helpful. And yeah, I don't know what true crime I could read. Okay, the next prompt is going to be religious in some way. This is an interesting one. So I just like tend to like reading about religious stuff. I'm not a particularly religious person myself. In fact, I'm not a religious person myself, but I'm very interested in it and I guess appreciative of like the spiritual elements of religion. So the one thing that's jumping to the front of my mind is that I have a poetry collection by Mary Oliver that I have been eyeballing, and I really like her poetry, and it is often a lot about God, and that would be religious in some way. So if I do end up reading that whole collection this month, I would count it, but I don't think that I will read the whole thing in that short span of time. So probably not. We'll have to see if I come across any other religious in some way books. Okay, our next prompt is on my shelf. What a gift, what a delight, what a treat of a prompt. For this prompt, I simply have to read a book that is on my bookshelf, not from the library. So the possibilities feel almost endless. I'm not going to make any predictions. I will read something other than this nonfiction book that Connor picked for me. Although, depends. It depends. Okay, our next prompt is an arc. Wow. Really getting through these arcs these days. For this, I probably will finish The Guest by Emma Cline. I have started that already, but I don't think I'm going to finish it before June. So yeah, that's probably the book that I'm going to fulfill my arc prompt with. I have been working. Let me tell you about it so that I have to actually finish and post it. I'm working on an arc reading vlog, okay? So you're going to get that someday. And that is my motivation for continuing to read arcs. So yeah, it's going to be The Guest. Our next prompt is a woman of color author. Love this prompt. One book on my shelf that I am thinking about maybe reading for Wonderthon, which is by a woman of color. And I have another arc that I might be reading next, which is also by a woman of color. So there are some options there, but I don't want to spoil either of those vlogs by telling you right now. So I have stored my ideas internally, and we're just gonna have to see what happens. The next prompt is, wait, we got true crime again, hold on. A 5-star prediction. Oh no. I thought about getting rid of this prompt, honestly, because I used to be working from my 5-star prediction video when I got this prompt, but I read all the books in that video. So let me take a look and see. I don't know, you guys, I don't know how to make that call anymore. I feel like I need to get rid of this prompt because it feels too like I could say anything and then what? Or like, do I have to make a prediction before I read every book this month so that I can say beforehand, you know, I'm just gonna regenerate. I don't like that prompt. And I'm gonna delete it. Okay. New prompt is a Two Trails prompt. So Kim from Expedition Through Pages has a TBR game that she plays. Does she play it every month or every other month still? I don't remember. I think it's every month. So that TBR game, she has a bunch of prompts, and there is a huge element of viewer participation. So viewers read books to fulfill the prompts, Kim reads books to fulfill those prompts, and then it's kind of like a battle. And it's really fun, and I will link whatever the most recent one is down below so you can check it out. But if it is every month and she posts a June one, then I will read a book fulfilling one of those prompts. And if it's every other month, like maybe there was a May one, I will use one of the May prompts. And that's what I'm gonna do. But yeah, I really love her game. It's so creative. Okay, our final prompt. What's it gonna be? Over 500 pages. Okay, I might just read a really long book this month. It's not even that long. Like I'm just a little bit stressed because of Wonderthon on the one hand, which is just like a little bit of an overwhelming thing to plan for. Like I think once it starts and I'm just like reading books, getting points, things are happening, it'll be fine. But like trying to put together a TBR, like plan stuff for that, it's a lot because there's a lot going on. So I'm like feeling very careful about what books I emotionally am planning for, even though we know at the end of the day that I'm just gonna mood read. But I also, like the first week of Wonderthon, I'm going to be starting my summer class, and I'm really not sure what the workload is going to be like for that. So I don't know if I'm about to have absolutely no time to read or not, but we'll see what happens. So we'll see. I do have a few long books that I do want to read, so we'll see if I get to them. That's my board. That's June. Okay, that's June. That's what's up. That's what the plans are. Thanks. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the comments I know you're gonna leave with suggestions. I really appreciate those. I love making this video and I'm glad that you guys seem to love watching it. So thanks again, and I'll see you back here next week for another video. Goodbye.